Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Whenever you're lucky enough to be doing it too, we're up to number 2 in the top 10 favourite Bushka tanks of all time. And the defining factor for this, if you're just new to it and you're just coming in at number 2, is this is the last 10 tanks I would ever sell in the order that I would sell them. And it's probably a surprise to some of you that have watched the channel for some time that this is in fact number 2 and not number 1. Because for the longest time I have said that this is just about my favourite tank. And it's certainly one of the tanks that I drive the most. And the 62A, it's more than the stats on this tank in a big, big way. Now, it's not that the stats aren't impressive. The gun on the 62A nowadays is some kind of crazy beast. I think it's the best gun in the game. But more than that, the 62A holds a very, very special part in the game's universe for me. This is the first tank I ever reviewed. It's a brawling monster. It's a super mobile, very good camo, high stinging, great DPM tank with a laser beam for a gun, although that tank didn't always have a laser beam for the gun, and the turret on it now is not the turret that used to exist on it. But this is the first tank I reviewed. Now, it was a pretty shitty review. I wasn't great with it. I was very shy, I was very nervous, and it was 45 minutes long. But it started my Blitz YouTube career. And that's quite literally the start of my life as it is at the moment, which is a pretty crazy thing. Like, this tank changed my life. I mean, it's not hubris. Playing this tank and really enjoying it and wanting to do videos about it was the kickoff point that I didn't even realize at the time to becoming a full-time YouTube content creator and leaving behind my job as a real estate agent, starting to work from home, spending more time with my family. This is the tank. And quite apart from that, it's also the tank that I ran in platoon with my very good mates, Snake Eyes and Chappos and Aegon and all the boys. This is during the golden days of Blitz, when it's not that Blitz still isn't a fantastic game. I play it a lot, and my Christmas present to me was doing this list. I got to play all these wonderful tanks again. It's that when you first start a game out and you meet a whole bunch of people and you have this wonderful social interaction and you spend a lot of time and you share your addiction, that's something that you can't recapture, and you try to over and over again. But that sense of newness where everything's fantastic, it's just, that's what the 62A signifies for me. It was an era in my life when I was doing new things, and it's an amazing tank quite apart from the nostalgia aspect of things. I love driving it. It gets miscast often as a brawling tank. It can brawl, as you can see, but it's nowadays very, very different to the monster it was when it was literally the Tyrannosaurus Rex of Blitz. It was able to go hull down against the best guns in the game. It had the best DPM money could buy. Its mobility was incredible. Its penetration was off the charts. Its heat went through everything. Nowadays, you've got to work for your money, and so you should. And I don't mind the fact that the tank's been balanced a bit, and they've really pushed the gun angle with this tank. Its gun, for those of you who are wondering, is now, you can get it to .244 dispersion running the refined high caliber gun thing. And that is still running it, like, you skip your vertical stabilizer and you still have the same aim time as an Object 140, but you've got .244 dispersion. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's a lovely weapon. One of the things I noticed when I did this video, and I did a lot of footage like for these videos, I found that I would drive these guys even after I'd got the footage. Like, I knew the footage was in the can, but driving the Cent 7-1, driving the T62A, driving the T95, these are the tanks that really made my world buzz when I first picked up an iPad and said, hey, what's this World of Tanks Blitz thing here? And I really did notice that if you're patient with this tank and build numbers with it, it will put up crazy, crazy damage numbers, and it will still do the business in carrying a game. Let's talk a little bit about the aesthetic look of the tank. The aesthetics of the tank. For me, it is still the sharp-dressed man of Tier 10 tanking. It is a particularly eye-catching, low-slung hero. And I can't help it when I play this tank, but think back to being hulled down on Middleburg, farming heavies till the cows came home on the ridgelines, or, you know, pushing mines, which we're going to go back in time in a second and have a look at. If you're looking for the review I did on this tank, it's been marked private. It's not. It's the only review I ever. It's the very first review I did, and I just don't like it. I can't watch it without cringing. Like it's. When I started doing Blitz reviews, I was literally doing 45-minute reviews, and I waffled about things that I had no idea about. Nowadays, I do 11-minute and 15-minute videos, and they still feel long at times, but the love for the game was such that I thought they had to be that long. Like, surely you've got to have like a full feature-length film when you do it. And I was playing so much that there was just so much footage available. 421 HE into the back of that Leo 1. Thanks very much. So I'm going to show you one more game, and it's very poignant that it's a game on Mines. Mines was the place to be if you were a Russian medium. And I'll give you some kind of idea. You'd roll up into a Mines game and there would be 4 Russian mediums in the team, and you would all be pushing the hill. Nowadays, that's not such a key thing. The hill's been re-engineered to the point where it's not the dominant force it once was. You used to be able to go hull down here and really farm up. But games like this remind me of those heady days where you just get Object 140s and T62As and T54s all rushing for the top of that hill and fighting it out at the goal mouth. And you would beg for mines. You would just be desperate for mines. Every single map. Give us mines, give us mines, give us mines. And it's not the same map anymore, but this was when I was doing this review, it felt right that I should just farm monster damage numbers at the front of the goal mouth here from this poor old Object 140 and the M46 Patton, and that it would be the last video I did for this T62A series, because you can see we're just over a minute in, about a minute and a half, and we are going to click over 3,000 damage. And this is very much the feeling that you used to get in the old days of the T62A roaming the earth like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. 3,400 damage at 5 minutes 24 seconds. Now, we're not going to live up to that hectic pace, but we're going to do our best to continue to rain down the nasties on the red guys. Could I also point out the camo that I'm wearing at the moment is like a Halloween pumpkin camo, but it's like my favorite camo rolling. The only camo I prefer to this is the dress blues that I have on my own account. Now, I did try and do some footage for this video on my account because I thought that would be a really nice thing to do, to play my original Bushka account where I got 30-odd thousand games on. Yeah, it's not fun to play on Asia with the name Bushka on your tag. You just get the crap tunneled out of you. You get the absolute arse tunneled out of you. It's pretty nasty. The clowns all come out and start saying nasty things, and you're like, righto, I'll just be player underscore 895732, whatever it is, and stay anonymous and just kill people. This is such a Mines game for 62A. I couldn't have asked for a better finish to the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. We've got one more tank to come, and I'm guessing that some of you have already figured out what that tank is. I don't want to spoil it in case you don't know. It would be very hard for it to be any other tank than the tank that it's going to be. But if it was any tank, it would be this tank here. The 62A is always going to have a special place in my heart, and I can just be thankful for all the good times I had in playing with all the good people that I played with. and hopefully play with again in the future. The amount of time I'm spending playing Blitz, you get so many people telling you games are dead, it's all over, all that kind of crap. Don't believe the haters. I'm playing more Blitz now than I have in the past 12 months, and I'm getting the same numbers that I've got for the past 2 years on channel. Nothing changes apart from the agenda of the people who you're talking to. If you're enjoying Blitz and you're loving Blitz and you're going through that thrill again for the first time, like I did with my mates playing the T62A and the Cent 701 and the T95, then I do envy you. It's a wonderful feeling. And if you're not feeling that 100% thrill, ease back on the throttle a little bit. Just let the game come to you and appreciate some of the fun that you can have in the game still without being a wally. I'm Bushka. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.